Both the Incredible Hulk and his puny counterpart, Bruce Banner, have changed over the years, but some things have remained the same. What's always consistent is the Hulk's incredible strength. He has survived the most brutal injuries a comic book character has ever endured. But before we begin, click that red subscribe button so you can stay up to date with all your crime-fighting news. And don't you dare forget to click that like button, otherwise Hulk will smash. Hey, let's get started.
Match your might. To feel your life fade away as my hands wrap around your throat.
Eaten by cockroaches. In 2002, Marvel released Hulk: The End, a one-shot written by Peter David which depicted a possible ending for Bruce Banner and his alter ego. Due to a war which ended in nuclear warfare, the Hulk is literally the only person left on the planet because he was the only one strong enough to survive. The comic is wonderfully compelling, given the fact there aren't really any other characters in the book. Remember when you were told that only Twinkies and cockroaches would survive a nuclear disaster? Let's just say this book doesn't have any cream-filled snacks, and it's quite possible Galactus ate all of them. Every so often, flying mutant cockroaches swarm down upon the Hulk and literally devour him. Fortunately and unfortunately, thanks to all the radiation Hulk has been absorbing, he can pretty much grow himself back from nothingness. But it's gotta hurt, and he's gotta be tired of doing so day in and day out. Even crazier is when Banner awakens and he finds a video recording of himself made by an alien camera. Banner watches himself being eaten alive by the roaches. Well, guess this is just what happens when the strongest there is just means the last thing to eat. Black Bolt Scream. Black Bolt is the leader of an offshoot of humanity called the Inhumans. Black Bolt lives on the moon, and the Inhumans have some very weird powers. Black Bolt's wife Medusa, who by the way is also his cousin, hey, we aren't gonna judge. Anyways, his wife Medusa has the ability to control the movement on her prehensile hair. Their pet, Lockjaw, is a giant teleporting dog who used to be a man. It's all just a little bit complicated, and too much to get into here. Black Bolt has the ability to emit a ridiculously powerful sonic scream. And don't even think about the Banshee and Angar, the Screamer. They have nothing on him. When Black Bolt merely whispers, he can cause earthquakes, and if Black Bolt wants to, he can shatter entire planets with just a word. So when the Hulk charged after Black Bolt has no choice but to hit him with his sonic scream, and it was at point-blank range. Everything around the Hulk was destroyed and the Hulk was knocked out, but the Hulk came back quickly and he was literally asking for more from the Black Bolt.
Is that all you got?
Punched into outer space. In The Amazing Spider-Man number 328, Peter Parker was going through a series of changes. For reasons he would learn later, he was becoming more and more powerful. He was getting much stronger and his strength went way beyond Class 100. Spider-Man eventually developed the ability to fly and was even capable of firing energy beams from his hands and eyes. So needless to say, the Hulk's timing sparring off with Spider-Man couldn't have been any worse. Would Hulk have fought Spider-Man knowing that Spidey was the current host of Captain Universe? Arguably no. But the Hulk did fight him, and while the two fought, the Hulk understandably found himself on the losing end of the battle. The battle was epic between the two and climaxed with Spider-Man punching Hulk into outer space. Although the Hulk had survived the punch, he had a much bigger problem. Since the Grey Hulk transformed at night, if he were to remain in space, he would transform back into Banner once the sun rose. So, what's wrong with that, you say? It's space and there's no oxygen. Banner would suffocate to death almost immediately. Fortunately, Spider-Man is a big softy and flew into space to bring Hulk back down to Earth before that happened.
Now might be a really good time for you to get angry.
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always angry.
Shot in the head. Who Shot the Hulk was a storyline which launched Volume 3 of Hulk number 1, and technically, it is Bruce Banner who is shot in the head. The woman who shot Banner in the head is a brilliant marksman because she was able to shoot Banner in the head and neither kill him nor trigger the Hulk transformation. Jeez, what a shot. They must have borrowed Deadshot from DC. It picks up from the end of the Indestructible Hulk number 20, where for a brief period, the Hulk became an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. Banner is oddly rescued from the people who shot him. Also, Bruce Banner's doctor who tries to save him is coincidentally Dr. Aaron Carpenter, a person he went to college with. It appears the doctor was taken by S.H.I.E.L.D. During the procedure, weird things happen, like the Hulk's tissue is taken, and the doctor tries to stop it. Weirdly, there is also a woman who the Hulk saved as a child during the battle with Zax. The Hulk eventually escapes, but suffers from intense headaches when he becomes Banner. And when he becomes Banner, he's a simpleton. The brain damage is so profound that it takes a modified injection of Extremis by Tony Stark to heal the injuries.
Because I'm the best there is at what I do. What I do best isn't very nice.
You're not an animal, Logan. What you have is a gift.
gutted by Wolverine. One of the greatest comic book rivalries has to be between Hulk and Wolverine. It pits the sheer brute strength of the Hulk against the animalistic savagery of Logan. Logan made his first full appearance in the pages of The Incredible Hulk in issue 181. Their rivalry is a sight to see. You need to see and read all the graphic novels with Hulk and Logan going at it. Wolverine's adamantium claws are insanely sharp enough and fiercely strong enough to rip through the Hulk's skin. In What If number 31, Wolverine kills Hulk by repeated attacks to Hulk's throat. And yes, this is when the Hulk was the stronger green incarnation. In The Incredible Hulk issue 340, the Grey Hulk faces off against Wolverine. Logan takes full advantage of the Hulk's lower powered status and slices and dices through the Hulk something fierce. Logan's attacks are utterly brutal and he eventually takes out the Hulk. However, although the Grey version is weaker, the Hulk gets angrier faster. This is what luckily saves him because the Hulk is able to heal with such speed. Had it not been for that, the Hulk would have definitely been a goner.
Puny God.
Frozen in ice block. Throughout the years, the X-Men have definitely had a lot of very powerful members on their roster, such as Cyclops, who was a savvy tactician and had an intense optic blast. There's also Colossus, who is incredibly strong and ridiculously resilient due to his metallic skin. And then there's Iceman, who by his own admission never really lived up to his potential. At one point in stories, Iceman had a lot of problems controlling his own powers. Eventually, he would wear a belt that offered him the command he needed to take control. But before Iceman ever had the belt, the X-Factor fought in The Incredible Hulk issue number 336. In this issue, the X-Factor goes after the Hulk because he runs from them when he confuses Bobby Drake's X-Factor jumpsuit for a SHIELD uniform. They attack Hulk and Hulk attacks back full force. To prevent Cyclops from being injured, he uses his powers against the Hulk with unexpected results. The Hulk was frozen in a giant block of ice, so immense and cold that even the Hulk couldn't escape from it. Iceman himself was surprised that he could stop the Hulk.
I just want some peace and quiet. You have no idea what it's like inside the Hulk's head.
Mental trauma of mom dying. The Incredible Hulk number 312 was a crossover with the limited series Secret Wars 2. Although it's an extension of the larger series involving the Beyonder, there was also some very key moments in the comic by writer Bill Mantlo that would impact future writers for decades. The issue examines the Hulk's painful childhood and makes the claim that the monster was always inside of him but took a gamma bomb to release it. Bruce Banner as a child unfortunately has to witness the abuse and eventual death of his mother at the hands of his father. These memories not only haunt Bruce and the Hulk, but also have been weaponized and used against him. In The Incredible Hulk number 403, Mentalo is able to use the Hulk's childhood trauma as a means of brainwashing him. Right before Mentalo brainwashes him, the Red Skull revealed his intentions on Mentalo brainwashing him, but the Hulk laughed this off as inconceivable. Who knew the strongest mortal on Earth could be that vulnerable? The Hulk then finds himself in a deserted city surrounded by supervillains who suddenly attack him, but this is all just an illusion created by Mentalo. However, the Hulk is able to fight off his enemies, even though he is in an epic mental battle with Mentalo.
You've lost! Do you hear me? You're nothing! You're wrong. I'm an Avenger.
Snapped his own neck. In 1992, the limited series edition Incredible Hulk Future Imperfect was released to great fanfare. In it, the Hulk was brought to a nightmarish future by Rick Jones to combat Maestro. In this distant future of planet Earth, which is set 90 years forward, it's been turned into a nuclear wasteland. Almost all of what is left of humanity lives in a city called Dystopia, which is ruled by none other than the Maestro. After some deduction, the Hulk realizes that the Maestro is but a future version of himself. The Maestro is bald, has a thick beard, and is much stronger than the Hulk brought from the past. In this alternate timeline, Wasteland was created by a devastating nuclear war on Earth, and the Hulk and the Maestro absorb the radiation like sponges. During their battle, the Hulk tries to help some innocent bystanders who are almost killed by a falling building. The Maestro seizes on this and takes advantage of the situation and sneaks up behind the Hulk and snaps his neck. It doesn't kill the Hulk and instead puts him out of commission for a while. The attack completely paralyzed him from the neck down.
We're not your enemies, Banner. Try to think!
Turned into a stone statue. In 1989, Marvel had an ingenious crossover called Acts of Vengeance. This was a comic book in which supervillains borrowed a page from Alfred Hitchcock's 1951 film entitled Strangers on a Train. In it, the villains organized attacks on each other's arch enemies. The villains were banking on the fact that the hero would not be prepared to face unfamiliar foes. In this Hulk comic, Marvel wrote in Thor's archenemy Paul-Pierre Duval, also known as the Grey Gargoyle, to take down the Hulk. The Grey Gargoyle has the ability to turn you to stone if he touches you with his right hand. Now, Gargoyle is no dummy. He knows if he were to face off with the Hulk, it might not end well for himself. So instead of fighting the Hulk, he finds Bruce Banner and turns him into stone. Battle won, right? At this point in the Hulk's comic book existence, he was gray, not green. He also transformed when the sun went down, not when Bruce was angry. When the sun set, Great Gargoyle was shocked to find the rock statue of Banner transformed into a rock statue of Hulk. The Hulk eventually was able to break through the statue and defeat Gargoyle.
Calling you an Avenger is like saying my beau is a member of the team. And two, Cap's right. You've got to stay here.
You're making it very difficult to not turn into the Hulk and tear you apart.
Survived Gamma Bomb Explosion. So far, we've run through a list of insanely brutal injuries the Hulk has taken on. From being eaten alive by cockroaches, being shot in the head, to being gutted by Wolverine, and even having his neck snapped. What could possibly be worse than all that? Well, could the most brutal injury that the Hulk survived be the very one that caused his own creation? It was writer Bill Mantlo that proposed that the Hulk was inside Bruce Banner all along, and it took the Gamma Bomb detonation to release him. It is Bruce Banner who is actually the real Hulk, a virtual pressure cooker filled with rage towards his abusive father and towards the unfair hand the world has dealt him. Was the Gamma Bomb the injury that broke the camel's back, so to speak? Was it the Gamma Bomb that served as the final straw for Bruce Banner before he released his incredible anger upon the world? By surviving the Gamma Bomb explosion, Hulk showed the world who the strongest mortal on Earth really was, and that person is Bruce Banner. So in the end, all you have to do is look back to what started all of this to find the most brutal injury the Hulk has ever survived.
Find Ross. Tell him to activate his Hulkbusters. They've got full authority to eliminate the Hulk.
Are there worse injuries out there that the Hulk has survived? Which of these brutal injuries was your favorite? Which were your least favorite? Let us know in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to like and share this video and click that subscribe button to join our notification squad so you can stay up to date with all our videos. You don't want your friends to know more than you do you? As always, thanks for watching.